Hello and welcome back to the DYB podcast. This episode, we're bringing back the Mastermind Group to give you another sneak peek to the Mastermind Group secrets. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Hello and welcome to Mastermind Group 11. I got to keep these straight. Our mission is to build profitable businesses so that we can have financial freedom, time for our families, and make an impact in our community. Let's kick it off with some big wins. Isaac, you were first. Would you lead the way, please?
Yeah. Well, let me just show this because this is my big win. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, and I've got this short little thing written out just so I can be clear. So I'll just read through this real quick. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and into the magic zone. I've been preparing as best as I can over the last few months to create a solid environment where employees can thrive, from everything to a nice, reliable van, to branding that's attractive to prospects, a good CRM and other tech, a documented, clearly communicable value set and expectations. Now that I felt ready, as much as I could at least, I leaned into hiring, and I've been blown away. In 1 week on Indeed, I had over 130 applicants, filtered through my personal, rather lengthy application, whittled that down to 35. Did several interviews over the phone and got it down to 8. Did 8 in-person interviews, and I've got it down to 4 all-stars, 2 of which I'm hiring now and 2 in January or February. And as a cherry on top, the peace and the confidence that I'm giving off on my on-the-spot estimates is landing me job after job, leaving me booked up through the middle of February with more rolling in, all of which are very nice paying. Long story short, I feel God's hand of blessing, and it's so exciting because I'm on the trajectory of owning a company and not just owning my job. And again, you guys are a huge reason why, and I just want to thank you.
That's powerful. That's the best I've ever heard, Steve.
Isaac, we should have saved yours for last. Who wants to follow Isaac's big one?
I'm going home. Wait, I am home.
I think that's fantastic. That is so awesome. Thank you very much for taking the time to share. This is very thoughtful, even to the point where you said, "Hey, I want to write this out," because that's linear thinking, right? Rather than kind of just throwing it out. Really, that was very thoughtful and very kind of you to share with us. Thank you. It's been an honor to watch you learn and to grow. Yes. You're like a sponge. We throw stuff at you, like, all right, I'm doing it. And for our listeners there, what he showed us was his home screen on his phone. And it was an image that I've shared multiple times over the years of it's like a black chalkboard, and there are 2 circles on it. One small one in the top right corner, it says comfort zone, and then there's a large circle in the opposite corner, magic zone. And so his point is he's been stepping out of the comfort zone, leaning into the magic zone, and those were the wins from it. So very good. Thank you, Isaac. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Daryl, big wins.
Yes. So my big win is of course going into the winter, we've been getting quite a few projects. Normally I'm kind of not winging it, but it's struggling getting jobs in like December, around Christmas time. I've already got a couple projects that we're doing in December. And then I told Steve during my one-on-one last Thursday, I bid a $52,000 job last year for a historic theater. They do live theater, and it's like 100-and-something-year-old building. And they never had me do it. They had several different bids, and I still haven't got the job yet. But they called me up Thursday of last week and said there's a private donor that wants to pay to have this done. And the cool thing is, one of my good friends is on the board of this place. And then the donor, who is an older guy, he's recently remarried, and his wife said she wants me to do it. And I've already turned in a bid. And my friend said, well, prices have gone up since 2021. And so I resubmitted a bid to $64,000 for all that same stuff. And I'm like 80% there. I should know something tomorrow. So that's pretty impressive. And it's going to be a January job.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you, Daryl. Juan, big wins.
Good morning. Big wins for me. Well, I'm booked until end of December, so it's pretty good for, winter, especially here. It gets really cold. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that has a lot to do with, the mastermind, because I joined BNI. My Rotary Club is, I'm getting a lot of calls from that. So
Mm-hmm.
that is my big wins for this week.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And you're up in Massachusetts, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So when he says cold, it's cold. So okay.
It's
It's
getting
not.
winter
Yeah.
is here.
Yeah. Winter's here. It has arrived. Yeah. Right on. Thank you, Juan. That's fantastic. Brandon Sewell.
So my big win is we're starting on we're starting our second crew. And so yesterday I went out and bought a new sprayer. And then today I'm going to look at a few vans, and yeah, the team's ready. The guy that I'm moving into that lead position for that crew is excited and ready for the opportunity. So just trying to make that all happen and that transition by the end of the year.
So quick math says second crew means you're about to DYB.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Right on. That's awesome, Brandon. Glad to hear that. Thank you. Craig.
It's a small one, but a big one. I started basically taking deposits on every job, even the small ones.
Yes.
That's a big.
And
yes.
yeah, just previously I wasn't taking any deposits on jobs under a couple of grand just because they're so small. But just so that people have a little bit of skin in the game, and it's helping with scheduling for sure.
Yeah, usually
backing out less.
Yeah. Way to go, Craig. Usually it takes guys to wait until they get a cancellation, like hours before they start, before they say, okay, that's it. Finally, I'll start charging deposits. But no, you didn't. You're doing it. Way to go. All right, James. Thank you, Craig.
Sorry. My big win here is we're finally moved into our office here. So it's been great. We have my wife in here that does the books, myself, and project manager. And it's been super helpful for us for getting out of the house. I seem to be more productive here. It's in the center of town. We can work longer for pick up the kids and stuff like that. So it's been great. So it's nice to have everything finally set up, computers, monitors, everything's here. And the only I have left to put up is the scoreboard on the wall there. So.
Yes, sir. Scoreboard. You have a DYB system poster, level line poster?
I don't have a poster yet. Nope.
Okay. Shoot me your address, cover the shipping, and I'll send you the posters.
Sounds like a plan then.
Okay. All right.
Appreciate
and then 2 weeks we'll see them all there, looking nice, looking sharp, clean. All right. Good deal. All right. Thank you, James. And yeah, there is different energy at the office, and you can't goof off around the house if you want to, and so it's good.
No, she's not doing laundry midday or something.
Yeah.
It's more
kids can't come running in.
yeah.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you, Steven. Big wins.
Good morning. Well, big wins. I got on the scale this morning. I was down 5 pounds. I've been trying.
Hey,
I cut out gluten and cut out carbs, man. So that's a big win. That's a happy win. Business is kind of rolling right along. That's about it.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good
morning. Awesome. Thank you, Stephen. Way to go. Let's see. Sonia, big wins.
Good morning. I changed that Facebook ad to show more value. I took out the discount and a different cruise, a different dynamic
different
is calling
leads.
me. Yeah.
That is awesome.
I went on 3 yesterday. On one of them, I was like, okay, this one's one of those, and so I closed that deal. So that was nice. It was small. It's this hallway, but it was a big, huge hallway. So that it was like still a nice, nice amount. So like,
way to go. It was years ago that I learned this from a client of mine. We used to paint their restaurant every year, and the second or third year, this is way back. I said, thank you guys so much. I said, I just appreciate, what great customers you are, and that brings us back every year. And you're just really a pleasure to work with. I'd like to email my customer list, tell them all about your wonderful restaurant. Would you like to offer them a coupon or a deal or anything? She said, we don't do that. So, excuse me? She says, no, we don't do that. I said, why not? You know, she says, well, because that attracts all the pain in the butt customers. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I got to thinking about it. Their restaurant is packed all the time. And she says, yeah, they're all awesome customers. I'm like, wow, isn't that interesting? Yeah. So way to go, Sonia. She switched from, just to recap, she switched from Facebook ad offering a 10% discount, which was attracting pain in the butt leads, C leads, right? To offering value instead of a discount. And now she's getting higher quality leads. So life is better. Way to go, Sonia.
That's
All
awesome.
right. What's the one thing we could brainstorm for you such that might make everything else forget?
Obsolete.
Yes. Thank you. Isaac.
Hey. So for those of you that focus on painting cabinets, I just wondered if you guys could give me a little bit of insight into your process, because I don't quite have a shop. And in the past, I've used customers' garages, and I'm running into more and more people that just have a used garage that aren't wanting me to set up my spray booth in there. And then especially in winter with supplemental heat and everything, just wondered, is it better for me to just kind of not even offer cabinets in the winter until I have the means of having a shop? Or is there something else I haven't thought of that other people are doing, like just setting up in the kitchen and bringing doors in and out in a smaller rotation? Or is there anything you guys are doing?
So
Okay.
you could ask them, let them know, you let them know that, say, listen, we can just stage like right over your Mercedes. You won't even have to worry about it. We get some planks over the top of it, you know.
We got this.
Yeah. But Sonia, go ahead.
Oh, well, I have the same situation. I don't have a shop either. So I just let them know that I come and pick them up. I am on I haven't used the first week of it, but I just say when we come on site, we take off your doors, we take out your drawers, and then we take them to our shop, which is my garage. So I bring them out, and so I do them at my place. They don't know. So I'm just like, but at least and then we stay on site there with whoever's going to stay on site, and then the person will go and get those done.
Okay.
So that's been working. That's a new thing for us. And
Awesome.
it just looks a pro.
Did you end up landing on a paint system that you like?
As far as
I remember you asking about like Renner and Centurion.
Oh, I'm going with Gallery for now, but Centurion, I wasn't able to locate them. But I finally, one of my Benjamin Moore reps, he was able to source it for me. And then so I haven't tried it yet. But I have Lisa Swartz now, but that was my dilemma. So I'm using Gallery, and I really am happy with Gallery. It's working really well.
If it's okay, real quick, anybody else have any more insight into that?
Well, I have the shop, but my shop, I have a 20 by 40 shop. Steve's been in it. It doesn't have water in it. I bring water in 5-gallon buckets from my house, but I only pay $215 a month since 2002. My rent has not went up $1, and my electric is included.
What the heck?
Yeah. So I don't like to do a lot of cabinets in the winter because I don't have overnight heat in there.
Sure.
And so for me, because I'm sort of in your spot, I don't have a shop in the winter for cabinets that much because I have to keep my heat on for a few hours during the day.
Yeah.
I try not to do them in the winter, and it's fine.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll throw in a little like caveat because I'm on the other side. I used to do cabinets, and I stopped doing them just because I felt like it was too much of a hassle for me. And it was, so we wouldn't get them all the time. It wasn't like the main thing that we were doing. Yeah. And when they did come up, it was just like the logistics of trying to plan it out and make it happen, and knowing that we were doing a really great job for our customers was like weighing on me. I was like, I don't really want to offer this if it's going to be subpar.
Yeah.
So I actually found a guy in my local area, and I just refer him all of our any cabinet jobs that we get. I'll just refer them to him. And we have some people who are like, and I'm very honest with them. I'll say, if you want like the best experience possible, go to my buddy, and he'll take care of you. He does charge more because he is going to make your cabinets look like they came out of a factory. But if you don't want to pay his prices, this is what you're going to get with us. Yeah. And some people still choose to use us because of like the price. But yeah, I don't even try to get them.
Okay.
That was the same for me when I was in Florida. Like Brandon is. So just to give some context here, in Florida, we get to paint exterior all year round, and that's where the profit is. In Michigan, I would reach out to friends to see who had open like warehouses. Sometimes we'd use an empty warehouse. Sometimes, like Sonia said, our own garage. Sometimes even rent a large storage unit and throw a salamander heater in there, you know, and to get it done. Just as some, creative ideas to, yeah. And then, it's another opportunity too, to reach out to your network, your BNI and your Rotary or whatever, say, hey, I've got the situation. Does anybody have a shop area that, that I'll create a spray tent in, so there'll be no overspray. And so we can, service these stores.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's all really good. Thank you guys.
Okay. You're welcome. Juan, you're up, buddy.
So I am looking for feedback for this thing called drip jobs. I heard over on the chat about it, so I don't know if you guys got any feedback about it.
Get it.
Yeah, so who's using it? Raise your hands. Okay, you guys want to chime in, Isaac?
Yeah, I feel like just everything from it, mainly like an overarching umbrella called professionalism, just underpins everything that it does or overshadows. Everything from customer communication through scheduling and estimating, invoicing. Basically, I used to be all paper and getting checks in the mail. And 2 days ago, I just sent a quote for a deck that I didn't even want to do, that I kind of put a little bit of extra money on just because I didn't even think I'd get it, and got my first Stripe based online payment that from someone's debit card. And then just the professionalism of the estimate presentation on the iPad, and you can customize everything, add in videos that I have of my customer testimonials at the end. So right after the lady says, we wouldn't go with anybody else, I scroll back to the top and tell them the price, and then go to where they can just sign with their finger and close them on the spot. And then, just, I don't know, I'm loving it. Lots of different stuff about it.
Thank you, Isaac.
Same with there was one I was like, I don't want to do that. I had this one person just reach back out to me. She said, I signed the proposal and I made the payment. And I'm like, what was this? It was like a long time, like in April, and I didn't realize, I probably wasn't that long, but I think it was like, because it goes for a month or something, of reminding them on autopilot. And I had a few going that way. And I also have another one that reached back out as well for next year. And I was like, oh, nice. So it does help. Now, I haven't done that video thing yet and upload it, so maybe I can get with you on that, or I'll just watch it. I know I get a little overwhelmed. It is not going to lie for me. It's at my age, it's a little overwhelming with a bunch of stuff coming at me, but it's still simple. And once you get it, down and learn all the little things as far as, I love what do you call that new one that they brought in? The per room. Thank you. That.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
So then drip jobs will replace Paint Scout?
Are you currently using Paint Scout?
Yeah.
Okay. So they are both fantastic estimating tools. Okay, they're both fantastic estimating tools. If you're already using Paint Scout, I don't know that you need to switch unless you don't like Paint Scout.
No, I love Paint Scout.
Okay, you don't. Yeah, they're both great programs. Personally, I like Drip Jobs better, but it's not enough to switch from Paint Scout. If you like Paint Scout, it's a solid program.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So because I saw drip jobs, it was estimating plus CRM. Is that what the case is?
Well, yeah, and it has follow-up drip automations, which are cool. But Paint Scout has a CRM too. And the one thing that we want to remember in following up is schedule the phone calls. Don't ever rely on emails or text or any kind of automated follow-up. You always want to schedule the phone call for follow-up. If you want to be a closer, if you want a high close rate, you schedule the phone call. Never rely on automation for following up on sales. That's not what closers do.
Oh no, that I learned that. Yeah, I always go.
And it's not just to you. I'm just making a blanket statement out there because it's a hard habit for a lot to hold to is all. But no, if you're using Paint Scout and if you're using another one, I'll leave their names out. But if you're using another one, I'd say yes, switch. But if you're using Paint Scout's a solid program. Personally, I like Drip Jobs better, but it's not worth switching.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, Brandon, you're up.
So I kind of think I know what I'm going to do in this situation, but just want to get the feedback from the group. I have a budget of $10,000 to buy a used truck or van, for the next crew. So looking out there and like what's available, as far as, work trucks and work vans in that like budget range, typically have pretty high miles on them. So my question is like, deep down, I kind of want to avoid the debt, and just pay cash with what I have available. But I'm just curious to see if anybody else would have a different opinion on that. If they think, because another idea I had was maybe taking like, $5,000 and paying down my other work truck and then taking another $5,000 and putting down on a better, more reliable work truck or van. But yeah, just wanted to see what everybody's thoughts were on that. And
what mileages are you finding at the 10,000?
Typically like anywhere between like 100,000 to 180,000. Just depending on, exactly what the manufacturer and exactly what van it is. But
I'd be okay with 100,000, not 180, but I'd be okay with 100,000.
Okay.
It's 100,000 isn't what it used to be. 100,000 used to be the max, 30 years ago or whatever, but it's not. It's like just getting broke in now. In fact, we've been out, April and I were out all afternoon yesterday looking at older cars for Jordan, my nephew, who's about to get his license. And there were so many cars out there, 280,000 miles, 250,000 miles. It's just amazing, like how they're still going, like the Energizer Bunny these days, for those who remember those commercials. Yeah. But, as far as should you pay one down or should you use that cash, that's just going to come down to, doing some math that we can't answer right here, because it's like, well, what does that look like? What does that save you? And then don't like debt, but if there's a little debt on a vehicle, I don't mind, because vehicles pay for themselves in dividends if you can put another crew out there, right?
Yeah. Right.
Plus you get them branded, you get them, throw a sticker on them. So now you've got branding, top of mind awareness, as well. But let's throw it out there. What are your guys' thoughts and experience?
I spent 20,000 on my ProMaster with 100,000 miles, and it's like transformed my reputation in a good way already, just because of how good it looks. People are just like, oh wow, that stands out, I want to hire them. So it just ups the professionalism. And then so because of that, I'm landing more expensive jobs. And then so if I would have gotten debt on it, I probably could have paid it down really fast. So I don't know, you could throw like a few grand on there and then pay it off in 6 months.
Yeah, right.
Look at Penske or U-Haul, like the used fleet trucks. I like those because they're serviced regularly.
Yeah.
And usually you get them with decent miles. They usually sell them at around 150. I don't really like stuff at 180. because then it's at that breaking point where stuff's going to happen. But like Steve said, 200,000 miles is nothing, but it's a big investment and you want the things to run right. But
yeah, my
buy,
old one. Oh,
buy the best value for your dollar because it'll last a long time if you buy the right truck. I got transits that I love, and I like cargos and box trucks. You can get so much more in them.
Right.
So,
I sold my old E250 to a sub here in town, and it's still going at 350,000 miles. So, I mean, it can go pretty far.
Yeah. I have like PTSD because I paid cash for a work van a couple years ago, and like it broke down within like a few weeks. I mean, I didn't pay a lot for it. It was like $3,000, but still it hurt. I was like,
Yep. You probably know this, but just in case, grab one of those computer. It's like probably $100, $80-$100 on Amazon. It's the engine. Where you can read the engine codes, and there's an app on your phone.
I bought
So
one of
whatever,
those recently.
yeah, whatever you're seriously considering buying, take it with you, test drive the vehicle, get on the freeway and floor it.
okay.
So that it'll flush out, so that if there are any issues, it'll throw out the engine light. Then when you pull over, you can run plug that I forget what they're called, scanners, engine motor scanners, and it'll tell you what the codes are and if it's a serious problem or not, because it'll throw an engine light if it's a bad coil, which is bad, or if it's just a catalytic converter. Big difference between the two. Or sometimes it's a gas cap, right? That's not tight. Not tight. We'll throw an engine light. And so, but get out there, floor it, and without redlining it, let it off, before you hit the red line. Otherwise, you bought it, and make sure it's a sound vehicle.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see, Craig, you're up.
Okay, so I'm just needing to book some more work in the schedule. So typically what I've done in the past is, out of desperation, I've offered a January, February booking discount. So what are some alternatives that I could do, an email blast about, and get some work for January, February? Excuse me.
Okay. So this comes back, good question. I'm glad you asked. This comes back to the principle of following up via phone call. So I'd go through my list and I'd prioritize them, like the one I'd ideally like to have. And I wouldn't offer a discount. I would just call them and say, hey, Craig, this is Steve with Brent Painting calling. I want to let you know that we have an opening in our schedule for January 1st or next week or whatever it is. Give them the exact date. If you're interested, we can plug you in there. And that's all you need to do.
Yeah, that works. I done it, and it really works. Yeah, start calling all your clients. Just prioritize the 8 clients, and start going the list, and you'll get booked.
Yeah, I did that a couple years ago, and I was slow in winter. I landed a few jobs. I just went back on my text messages on my phone. They went back like 2 years on my phone, and got a couple, 2 or 3 jobs. I didn't call, but I had really good rapport with those clients too, though. They were all repeats and referrals, but yeah, calling is better.
Is there any incentive that I can offer via email? I mean, obviously I will call, but there's, I'm sort of wanting to set it up with an email blast as well.
Maybe let your incentive be the value that that your spouse could offer as the painting being a Christmas gift. Like, hey, I've got a good Christmas gift idea.
You could throw in a decorator, right? I'll have somebody help you pick out your colors. If this is a popular one, and it used to work for me a lot. If points are important to you, I'm happy to take the deposit over a credit card with no extra charge. A lot of people like playing the points game. James, I thought you were going to chime in. Sorry, I wasn't calling you out on the points game.
I was just going to say, I'm huge on the points. Flying for like next to nothing is crazy. Adding the color consultant in for us, even on the estimate sheet and stuff like that, it's been a huge thing for us. Like on-site color consultant for 1 hour. If it's usually if the job is $4,000 or more, we'll offer it for free for an hour. Took us a bit to find a half decent color consultant for a half decent price. So this one only charges me, I think it's like $280 with taxes, where the rest of them wanted $500 or $600 for the hour. So and she covers pretty much the whole city and nothing but raving reviews. And it's been a make it or break it against other people. Even when my prices is higher, like, oh hey, you have somebody to come out. So that's something, if you can find and connect. And then now she refers me work because I get her all the jobs for this too. So
yeah, there's a lady that I refer color consultations on to, and she's pretty reasonable as well. Like she's sub 300. She's probably in that area as well, like 250, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be well worth it. And there's another lady that's looking at joining our BNI. So and she does color consults too. So that could be
perfect.
Some
and
thank
even
you for closed business as well.
Yeah, even positioning it as a value asset that you offer, and then it just so happens to be that you pay her instead of your client getting charged for it, where it's like, and what I did is I even reached out to the designer and said, hey, I'd love to work with you. Your type of clients seem like my type of clients. And then so now I say, hey, we partnered up with this designer, and so now we're offering this, and this. And our customers have been loving it. And so you could position that as an offer of like this new thing that you're doing instead of offering like a 10% discount or something.
But as soon as you recommend Chantilly lace, you're fired. That doesn't cover anything.
Yeah, that's one advantage to working with a decorator. You can say, listen, not these, just these, you know. Anybody remember Steve Martin's a jerk from like the 70s? He's like, you win these, but not those. Blow the chiclets, but not the paper clips. So now, Craig, what you can do with a new decorator that's coming into BNI, meet with them and get to know them and say, listen, you would like to work out a deal with them, because a lot of them retails like 300. Say, could you work out a deal with me, because I would like to refer a lot of my clients to you, and I'd like to pay for the service. Would you work out a deal with me where I introduce you to these guys? I pay for it. And then what that does is that they know this. You don't have to tell them this. That opens up the door for them, because they want to help them with their blinds and their rugs and everything else that's involved in decorating, right? So for us, it was a win-win. A lot of times we had some decorators that only charged us $50 because they were new, and we sent them so many quality leads this way. And some are 100, right? So, you know, if they're at 300 now, maybe 150. So you don't have to pay the whole 300. Then it's a win-win. You're helping them get going. They cut you a break, and they get their foot in the door with good clients.
Yeah, because nobody's going to use an interior designer for an hour. Like a good interior designer will stretch that into like 12 hours.
That's what we cover the first hour, and then it's on them to cover anything after that. Yeah.
Good point. Is that helpful, Craig?
Yeah, very helpful.
All right. Looking forward to seeing how many of them sign up next meeting. All right, Slim Jim, you're up, buddy.
I got two somewhat issues, so whatever one anybody wants to chime in on. Credit card processing, I find through Paint Scout is a little bit ridiculous. Paint Scout's taking a fee, and then there's everything else. So I'm wondering who you guys are using for that, and kind of what your fees are. And I'm looking to thin out like fixed overhead too as well. Like right now we're using You Can Book Me, Paint Scout, Pipeline Deals, Clock Shark, QuickBooks Online. We have Active Campaign. We have Grade Us going. I'm like, where can I?
Do not cut any one of those. Those are all vital key functions to your tech stack. Not unless you want to go back to the 1980s operations.
And I got Zapier in there, connects everything.
Yep. Yep, those are saving you thousands of hours a year in admin and operations. Those don't
Okay.
cost you anything. They save you so much time, increasing your profits. Yeah. So if you're gonna cut, that's not there. That's cutting your nose off to spite your face, I think is saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But back to the first question, credit card processors, what's everybody using?
QuickBooks.
I use QuickBooks too.
On drip jobs, I think there's just the 3% and it's the connection through Stripe. I don't think anything beyond that.
3% plus probably like a $20 or $30 transaction fee.
Oh, maybe.
Because I think right now, if I remember correctly, because I've been going over it this week, like Stripe is like 2.9% plus 30 cents, and then I think Paint Scout takes 5% or something like that of whatever the transaction is too as well. So I was thinking of leaving
Really?
and then just getting something crazy. And then I was thinking of just getting Zapier to actually just create invoices in QuickBooks Online and then skip that Paint Scout fee. Because like at the end of the year, I'm calculating out average to what I'm going to be doing or what I'll be doing kind of in the future. I'm going to be losing like anywhere between 4,000 and up to Paint Scout just for processing fees. That's not alone credit card fees or whatever they call the other fees that you get from Amex or this or that when you go through Stripe. So we seem to do a tremendous amount of credit card. I don't know if that's something where I should be trying to cut down and just saying, hey, like checks or whatever, but clients seem to like it. And we went from doing like 2% credit card to like friggin' bam to like 80% credit card overnight.
And how much easier do those credit cards close?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, don't cut those out. You want to make the buying process as simple and as fast as possible for them. Okay, so just include that 3% into your expenses. Just assume it. Then you have another sales tool, right? So one sales tool is, well, if you like the points, you can use your credit card. And they're like, no, I don't need to do that. I was going to write you a check. Well, if you write a check, I can knock that 3% fee off for you. So now you're trading. You didn't give a discount. You traded, right? And there's another selling tool for you. But do not stop using credit cards for the exact reason. They just close faster. Now, what you can do is say, well, we only accept Visa and MasterCard, and say no to Amex because of their ridiculous fees. Yeah, that's true. And should I limit the amount they can spend on the credit card? Like, say it's a $20,000 or $50,000 job. Can I say, hey, you can only do like the 20 grand or something like that? Like, no way. Nope. So just figure, add a 3% expense line in your overhead, and that's part of doing business, right? Some people say, well, I don't, cut that expense out. And it's kind of like, well, okay, then why don't you sell your trucks and use a horse and buggy? It's the same principle. It's a more efficient and effective business, and paying that 3% helps you to sell more jobs and make more money. So don't max it out. Offer it, take it any and every chance you can, but I would limit it to Visa and MasterCard.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Stephen.
So I was looking at a CRM software called Always Connect. I don't know if anybody looked at it or uses it.
Never heard.
It's called Always Connect. You can you integrate your phones, your texting, your emails, just about everything. Your estimating software, Canva is in there. It does so many options. It does blast emails, blast texting. It looks like a cool software. I'm going to take a look at it a little bit further, but I was hoping that somebody else already.
What's the name of it again?
Always Connect. I'm
going to look into that just to see.
Yeah, it looks really neat. You can create tabs for everything you're doing, like groups. I have a couple different facets for my business. So my Google Calendar looks like a color puzzle. It's amazing. So it'll actually make my calendar look a lot better. We'll no longer use Google Calendar if we sign up with it because it has a calendar in it.
Wow.
And it looks like you could do a lot of things that we're currently doing, and it's $97 a month, which is
Interesting.
another that's unheard of. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, actually, I think it's a little bit more, but I got it through my VA support now. So I use my VAs, and they actually brought it upon me saying this would make our jobs a lot easier if we use this software. So I looked at it yesterday, and I slept on it, and we got to talk to you guys about it too.
Yeah,
And
first I've heard of it.
yeah, yeah, I can integrate my phone lines with it, and it'll track everything they do, every phone call, every just
Okay.
like with the when we do Zoom calls, it kind of dictates what the whole conversation was. It does the same
Mhm.
thing with your phone calls, texting, and emails. I can look to see what the conversation was that they had with
That's
people that
nice.
they had a conversation. So
Mhm.
looks like cool stuff. And for $100 a month is a drop in a bucket. Like I'm down with it.
Yeah, check
But
it out. Run it for 3 months. You'll be our case study and
Yep.
come back and report
yeah,
how it went.
but I
I
think
wonder if it's like a white label SaaS, like high level or something like that, where someone's created their own and they're trying to sell it off of a main program or something like that. Because the high level sounds to be like the same thing, and that's their big thing is it's a SaaS program where you can label it your own and then sell it off to people too as well.
Mm.
So because
Yeah, similar to what Salesforce done.
yeah, high level has it all in there too as well. Sounds exactly the same.
I don't know. I think it would be nice just to have everything integrated, and it'll do all emails. It'll integrate Canva, so we can track the ads that we're doing for whatever we're doing it for. If we're doing it for real estate or if we're doing it for painting. So yeah, I think it'll be cool.
All right,
Steve,
cool.
I think I was asking you at one point about high level, and
Mhm.
you're saying it's probably not best maybe to have everything in one area because then it makes it hard to leave or hard to change up anything. And
Oh
so
yeah.
I would keep that in mind because I'm pretty sure that's what Steve was telling me, and I didn't go through with high level for that reason.
Yeah. So you want to keep your tech stack nimble because apps come and go and your business changes. There's no one system out there that's ideal for everybody. And those who use them, usually it's when they get to about the 1.5 million mark that they're having big problems. But now they're as busy as all get out and everything is in there. And just the thought and the idea of changing is dramatic. But if you have one app that, like Basecamp to Monday, that wasn't so bad. When we made that transition, and everybody made that transition, it wasn't so bad. And so, everybody went from T-Sheets to ClockShark because when QuickBooks bought T-Sheets, it started going sideways. And so we just had to replace that component. And now, everything's good again. Now, since then, for the record, I think they squared up T-Sheets. So they're both great tools, but you don't want to be trapped in an all-in-one. I know it's like the ideal thing, project manager, everything all in one, but it doesn't scale. And guys come to me time after time about the trouble they're in, and they want to hear another solution besides, build a independent tech stack. And then the other thing is to, oh, I forgot. I was going to make another comment about that, James. I lost it, but yeah, the all-in-one. Be careful with it. Yeah, maybe it'll come back to me, but you're correct.
Yeah, because high level, I gotta tell you, it looks super tempting.
High level, yeah, that's what it was.
It was a pain. It was a pain enough just to go from Estimate Rocket to Paint Scout and make sure all my clients were there. And I couldn't imagine your CRM, your ads, your everything. So just keep that in mind in the long run.
Okay, so thank you. That was the other point I wanted to make. High level specifically, again, guys, about 1.5 million are coming to me, and high level they're saying is just it's just it's too much. It's too big, it's too much, and they want the best plan for divorcing it.
How do you get out of it?
Pardon me?
How do you get out of it? That's the tricky part, right?
Yeah, it takes time. We have to build out a plan. We have to build out a plan to get out of it. And it takes 6 to 12 months many times to get out of it without losing anything and with keeping operations and admin going at the same time. So be careful. Mm-hmm. All right, Sonia.
Trying to get back to basics of I was listening to I know we're gonna have that today, and I just can't wait. And
What's that?
as far as
Oh,
training
estimating
class,
class. Yes.
but the
Sales. Closing
sales
on the spot.
process,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's still, yeah. So that's, I mean, I know that I'll wait for that, but that's basically what it is just the confidence of going in there and the process of like seeing, I would like to see somebody actually do one, you know, and see what they do and how they work. Cause I feel like I always miss something. There's always some little hole in there, and I know it takes time and I want to do it all at once, but then lately it's been like, I don't know, I've been flopping here and there, you know, not really driving them. And I had a point where I was really doing really well. And then I'm like, well, what did I do then? Well, I followed the process. Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
so I went back to sorry.
But what happens is we get comfortable and we start getting lazy or lax or a little bit, and then we're like, what's going on? I'm not closing them. Well, we gotta follow the process. We gotta get back to it. Now you have a copy of the sales checklist, right? DYB sales system template checklist.
I do. I printed that out. Yes, it's somewhere.
Yeah. So quick story, and I'm gonna give this away. I'm gonna share it too at estimating class today. But Ben Campbell, he reached out to me about a month or two ago, and his estimator said, hey, listen, Ben, we need to I think we need, I'm not closing them, or they were talking about he just wasn't winning bids. He says that he goes, man, we need to lower our prices. I'm not winning as many as I should. And instead, Ben said, no, here, I want you to use this checklist. Okay. And Ben reported back, he says, Steve, no exaggeration, he has closed the last 7 out of 7 from using the checklist. No, right? Yeah. Use the checklist, follow the system.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much it. And there's more, but I think that's actually the biggest thing that'll get me, more things, coming down the line.
Yeah. And it's just a matter of getting your reps in, and you'll find your flow and you'll get in your groove and follow the process. But we're going to dive deep into that in estimating class today. And so we'll go over all the components, and should be a lot of fun. So awesome. And Daryl, don't think I forgot about you, brother.
No. Okay. So I don't know if I'm in a unique spot or not, but most of I'm in a very small community. This isn't about money, as far as cost and project or product rate or my rates or anything, production rates. But I'm looking over the last 30 or so projects that I've done, or that's still on my schedule to be done. And 28 out of 30 jobs, I don't know if I'm unique, so I want to get some perspective. 28 out of 30 jobs are all repeat client or referrals, and I'm the only bidder on every single one of them. And just to give you some perspective on the amounts of some of these jobs, I put in the last 4 of them. Was a $13,000 job, $3,400 job, $16,000 job, $5,400 job, $20,000, all repeat client, all at my high end rate, which I'm already higher than everybody. Mm-hmm. And I'm the only bidder, which is all really, really good. It's what we want. But what I'm not getting is those customers out there that are new to town. They don't know me. Just somebody that hasn't been referred. I'm top on Google. I'm active on Facebook. I've got good branding, signs, trailers. So I don't know if I have a problem, but it's like I'm staying busy, but I'm not getting new clients that's like never heard of me. Of course, I know I'm in a small area here, but I just don't know what to think of that. Good, bad, indifferent, I don't know. So where are you guys getting your leads from that are not referrals or repeats? James.
Like a lot of ours come from Google, believe it or not. We've tracked them. My Google guy tracks them all different sorts of kinds of ways. Pretty crazy guy. We've been trying to dabble with Bing too as well to see how that works out. We're just doing a 3-month trial on that to see if anything's coming in through there. Another thing that I've started doing is like direct marketing. Is like I'm doing postcards 4 times a year to specific parts of town, mainly the richest houses and stuff like that. Do our high repaints and stuff. So that was one thing that's new this year. I don't offer any discounts or incentives on those two as well. Kind of just, you know, company logo, a little bit about our company, what we provide and everything. I'm more than happy to kind of email you a photo front and back of what we mail out. And that's new to us this year. So we're doing that 4 times a year is what we planned it for. So we're expecting that to help too as well, bring in some new people from that. But yeah, people are finding us organically too online or anything. Like any of the free listings, like if you would Yelp this, that, we have our name on everything, regardless if we pay for it or not. Yeah. And then we try to get a little bit of reviews here, a little bit of reviews there, and then yeah, people are booking themselves through You Can Book Me on my website. So
yeah, a few months ago, I did reach out to Mike, and he put me out there, or what do you call it? He put all my information, all like the Angie and the Yelp and all that. It's kind of funny because just yesterday I got a Yelp message, and I'm bidding a job tomorrow for a Yelp. So it's kind of funny because I already had this top of mind planned before that, but I'm just not finding anybody, or nobody's finding me that I'm seeing that are just new, you know, that don't know me from others. So
who's getting new leads from networking? Isaac? Yeah, Craig, guys chime in.
Just because there's people that have lived in town their whole lives that are meeting these new people. Like our hospital brings in a lot of new doctors, and then so my real estate agent people who are married to other doctors at the hospital, and they're like, oh, you've got to meet our painter. And so I think networking is even bigger for me than Google, although Google is quite a bit of that. But yeah, people know people and it spreads. And so I think that just leaning into Rotary and different groups and going to the chamber events and the ribbon cuttings and stuff, even if it takes an hour that you don't feel like you have, you never know if you can meet that one person that's like king of influence for your town. So
good info. Thanks. I was just kind of curious what to even think about my situation, because it's kind of weird.
Well, it's not a bad situation.
Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, right on. All right, let's roll out with takeaways. Isaac, lead the way, please.
So just mentioning that sales checklist again, I did see that post about Campbell's, and that helped me a lot to focus on parking in the right spot where you can be seen from the door, and then knocking at the exact moment. But just going through each of those and making sure I'm hitting those on every single estimate will be helpful.
Fantastic.
So thanks for that.
Okay. You're welcome. Way to be. Juan?
Okay, so I'm gonna look in an interior decorator to offer on my, you know, on my end. So building system, I think I have to keep building systems, and it's gonna pay off.
Yes, sir. Fantastic. Thank you, Juan. Brandon?
I'm gonna work on getting whenever I go look at these vans, have something to scan them to check the computer for any issues.
Awesome. You can pick it up. I forget what they're called. Off Amazon. Little small deal, plugs right into the computer, and an app on your phone. Be able to read the codes right away.
Search for OBD Reader.
Thank you, Craig. Yep, that's it. Thank you, Craig. Daryl?
I'm actually gonna look into the credit card thing. I hardly ever get people asking me about it, but I'm gonna at least get it so I can prepare for the flow to come in. So I'm gonna look into the credit card thing.
There you go. All right, way to be, Daryl. Craig?
I think the interior designer idea, 1 hour free consultation, is a great idea, and that's much better than offering a 10% discount or whatever.
Yes, sir.
And it's actually ends up cheaper but greater value in the customer's eyes.
Awesome. Thank you, Craig. James?
I think just charging the credit card fee to the client, and if they choose to pay elsewise, you can discounted or whatnot, which is the customer's going to be super happy with that. And I'm covering my butt a little bit on the expenses, and yeah.
So now you have 2 closing tools, right? Hey, if you like the points, we can take credit card. Oh no, it's okay. We're going to write a check. Well, if you're going to write a check, I can knock 3% off for you. And both of those, you're trading value. You didn't give a discount, but they're both 2 closing tools. So way to be. Awesome. Thank you, James. Stephen?
Decorators. I like the decorator idea. I'm going to scout out to a couple of decorators that I know that I actually was supposed to set up some lunches with them, but I haven't done so. So that'll be a good lead in to say, hey, would you be interested in doing a free consultation for us for 1 hour?
Yeah,
it's a phone call. It's a way to get in.
It is. And I stumbled upon this by accident because I hate picking out colors and I am not a decorator, And so I started hopping this and I realized, and I don't want the liability. They hate the color. Now I own it, right?
Yeah. But I find that, some women like working with women. So.
Yeah, right on. All right, Sonia, close us out through takeaways, please.
I will increase my fee, for those separate color consultations. I'm an interior designer all in one. So it's like, and I've been doing, so it's like, it's been nice where I've been able to, that's what I changed up on my ad, and I've been getting a little bit, getting in that arena right there. But I just didn't realize, because I made it, I didn't even know how to, charge that fee. But I was like, hey, I was like, I'm missing out on this. Moolah, so anyways,
right on. Awesomeness. All right, thank you, everybody. Want to encourage you to continue to dream bigger, hustle smarter. You've got this. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
bye. Thank you.